But isn't the idea of waiting creates more waiting just another belief? If you're asking that, I see what you're doing here. You're looping the logic back on itself, and I love it. You're thinking, wait a minute, if you're telling me that waiting creates more waiting, isn't that just another assumption? Isn't that just another belief? Well, what if I don't believe that? Then shouldn't I still get what I want? And I get why that feels that way. Like I just handed you a new belief system, a new rule you now have to work around. But here's the thing, waiting is not a belief. Waiting is a state. And a state is not something you believe in. It's something you are being. Waiting by definition means something isn't here yet. I'm in my friend's apartment, by the way, in New York City. So let's say if I tell you I'm waiting for my food, what does that imply? It means that I don't have my food right now. It's not here. It means I'm living literally in the experience of not having it yet. That's not an assumption. That is not a belief. That's just what waiting is. Now, imagine I say I have my food. Would I be waiting for it? No, because it's already here, right? And this is the exact same thing you're doing with your desires. If your idea is, well, I'm waiting for it, you're literally saying, it's not here yet, it hasn't happened yet, I need it to show up, I need it to manifest. And reality, well, it just reflects that back. Reality is not a belief, it's just a mirror. So, let me show you how absurd this sounds, right? Imagine a kid is standing in front of a mirror, and every time he lifts his hand, the mirror lifts its hand, right? Every time he moves, the mirror moves in the same direction. Now, imagine this kid says, why isn't my reflection smiling first? Why isn't the mirror moving first? Maybe I should believe that my reflection moves first. Then it will happen. Do you see how ridiculous that sounds? And I know you're familiar with the mirror analogy in general, like so many people have used it. The mirror is just showing you back what you're doing. Reality is the same exact way. It's not about believing in waiting or not. It's about seeing what waiting actually is. If you say, I am waiting, then by definition you're saying, it is not here. And the mirror reflects exactly that. But what if I just believe I can wait and still get it? Okay, let's test this, right? Let's say I walk into a coffee shop, and there's so many cute coffee shops in New York City. And I sit down and I say, I'm waiting for my coffee. But then I add, but I believe I already have it. I believe waiting and having can exist at the same time. Does that change anything at all? No, because you cannot wait and have something at the same time. They're polar opposites. Because the fact that I'm waiting at all implies still that it's not here yet. Because the fact that I'm waiting implies that it's not here yet, we can try to believe it all you want. But waiting is still waiting. Not because of a belief, but because that's what waiting is. It's like saying, I'm standing in the rain, but I believe I'm dry. So no matter how much you believe it, you're still getting wet. The water is still falling on you. So what's the alternative? You stop waiting, not by force, not by tricking yourself, not by pretending, please, but by realizing that you never had to wait in the first place. So right now, Stop for a second, pause, ask yourself, are you aware? You'll say yes. Are you aware of being aware? Of course, you're aware of being aware. Is awareness, notice, waiting for something to happen? Is this moment missing anything right now from the awareness point of view? Because if you actually look, you'll see that waiting only exists in thoughts. The truth is, you were never waiting. You just thought you were, because waiting is not real. Waiting is just a story. And when you stop buying into it, reality reflects that back. Not because you changed a belief, not because you tricked your mind, but because you stopped insisting that something was missing. And when you stop insisting that something is missing, what do you think happens? Once again, pause right now. Bring any of your desires to mind. Even if it's cheesecake. Notice if you feel even 1% of waiting energy. And if you do, don't fight it. Don't push it away. Just notice it. And once again, ask yourself, am I aware? Am I aware of being aware? Lean into the direction of those answers. Is there anything missing in awareness? Can anything ever be missing? Was I ever actually waiting, or was it just a thought? And when you see that you were never waiting, your manifestation is already happening. Because it was never not happening. It always was. Working in your favor. You were just too busy waiting to notice. Now go. Live your life, live your day. You're not waiting anymore. And if you want help in breaking your patterns of your stories, that's where my somatic inquiry, knowing deep in your bones, comes in. And that we explore in our one-on-one sessions. You'll find the information in the description below. And if you want a quick response with some guided pauses and you don't want to wait for a full session, then I have my audio coaching. You send in an email and I respond by sending you a voice note, anywhere between 2 and 7 minutes. So it really depends. And yeah, to experience oneness with your desires, I have many experiences like my Weightless course, and I will see you in the comments below.